Right, guys. I'm going to start, day one. I'm going to start, day one in microservices course. So the today's agenda is like, I'm going to start with a typical Spring application. It is all about like, Spring JDBC example. In that first example, I will not use Maven and Boot. Hence, we will add jars to the class path or build path explicitly. That will be our first example. Coming to second example, same Spring JDBC example, but we will use only Maven without Boot. Then the third example will be, once again, example is the same Spring JDBC example, but we will use Maven on top of, no, Boot on top of, Maven. So after discussing three examples, you will understand the first benefit or feature in Boot. Like that, there are four features in Boot. So out of four in today's class, I will explain only one feature, that is, first feature. Up to you'll understand that after discussing three examples. Out of three examples of okay, first example is like, in first example, no Maven, no Boot. Hence we will add jars to build path explicitly. In second example, we will use only Maven without Boot. In third example, we will use, Boot on top of Maven. Why? Because Boot uses either Maven or Gradle. Right. In both Maven and Gradle, dependencies are same. But the difference is Maven is XML based, but Gradle is JSON based. So anyway, after three examples, you will understand, what you call the first feature in both. Like that, there are four features. One by one, I will tell you. After discussing all four features, maybe in 4 or 5 days, probably I will tell you the definition of boot. So today I don't want to tell you the definition straight away, definition of boot straight away. Rather, maybe after 5, 6 sessions only, you will understand the definition of boot. So let me just start with, let me just start. So my approach is first without boot, then with corresponding boot feature. Okay, right. So again, I'm saying you first we'll start with okay, existing Spring example. Then we will revise Spring example. We will identify some improvements in Spring example. Those improvements in Spring example will become proper introduction to, okay, one of the feature in Boot. So that is what exactly I'm going to do today. So for that, I'm going to take Spring JDBC example. Okay, let me to go to Spring Workspace. As you know, in Spring projects, we can develop, we can write Spring examples either XML based or Java based. Anyway, XML based was a kind of, old approach. Java based configuration is the latest approach. One more thing is Spring Boot prefers to use Java based configuration. Hence, let me to go inside Java config, go inside examples, go inside Spring JDBC. I'm going to copy this folder. So go to Eclipse. Now I'm going to create a typical Java project. This is a Java project. I will give like, Spring JDBC, right? So which JDK version we have to select? In order to know that, go to go to Spring Spring, okay, softwares folder. Go inside Spring 4. Inside Spring 4 there is a libs folder. Copy any one of the lib folder into temp folder. Okay, extract a jar file. As you know that once we extract a jar file, we will get a meta-env folder. Inside meta-env there is a manifest file. Look at line number 2, then you will understand that Spring 4 needs Java 8. So for example, Spring 4 needs, Java 8. Similarly, if you want to work with Spring 5, which JDK version you need? So for that, repeat the same. That is, open their manifest file, then you will know about, their JDK version, their JDK version. So okay, so anyway, Spring Boot was newly added in Spring 4, which needs Java 8. Hence, we all must need Java 8 to execute these programs, because like, Boot was a newly added in Spring 4, which uses, Java 8. Hence, you all must install JDK 8 and above. So let me to click on, finish button. So okay, right. In this example, I will not use Maven and boot at all. Hence, we will add jars explicitly to build path. So I have added. So let me to open few files, DO file. After that, I will open what you call the configuration file. Also, I'm going to open a test case. Okay, let me to go to DAO class. Look like some jars are missing, right? So what are they? Beans jar is missing, JDBC jar is missing. Let me to go to text file. Here I can say context jar is missing, test jar is missing, JNet jar is missing. Let me to go to configuration file. Here I can say commons DBCP jar is missing. So we have to add all these jars explicitly to build path. For that, right click here, go to build path, click on configure build path, go to libraries tab, click on add external jars. Okay, right. Let me do navigate to D drive, Spring microservices. Go inside, softwares folder. Go inside jars. Okay, go inside Spring jars. I'm going to add all these Spring jars. Right, click on open. Again, click on add external jars. Right, select these additional jars like OJDBC, JINIT, etc. Let me to click on apply and click on OK. So altogether I have added 14 jars. So in next example we will use Maven so that Maven will add these 14 jars for us. Right, and okay, that's all. So but in this example we are not using Maven, hence we have added jars explicitly to build path. Right, let me to go to text file. I wanted to revise quickly. By the way, we are using Spring test module. I hope you know that in Spring framework there are 6 main modules. Of course, there are so many sub modules. I can say close to 30 modules are there in Spring. Those 30 modules are wrapped into 6 main modules. One of the main module is a test module. This Spring test model is very powerful and flexible of executing JUnit or Mockit or JSON test cases. Hence, in my Spring project, I can write JUnit test cases. In your Spring project, you can write Mockit test cases. In some other Spring project, they can write JSON test cases. Why? Because Spring test module is very powerful and flexible of executing different types of test cases such as JUnit or Mockit or JSON. Okay, so as a developer, what we need to do is add at the rate run with annotation and then specify the type of our test cases. For example, okay, our test case is a JUnit. Then tell that it is a JUnit. For example, our test case is a Mockit. Then replace JUnit with Mockit. So the purpose of at the rate run with annotation is to inform or instruct. I'm saying inform or instruct Spring test module about type of our test case so that Spring test module will use appropriate test framework. For example, if you specify JUnit, then in that case Spring okay, in that case Spring test module will internally use okay, JUnit framework to execute below test cases. That means the purpose of at the rate run with is to inform or instruct the Spring test module about Spring test module about right, Spring test module about okay, a type of our test cases, please. That's all. Next annotation is very very important. There is one more annotation called as at the rate context configuration. Okay, this annotation automatically creates appropriate context based on the argument. Okay, the question is what do you mean by appropriate argument? For that, let me to go to okay, class nodes folder. Let me to open this Spring class nodes file. What am I doing at present is quickly revising Spring example. Okay, then we will identify some improvements in this Spring example. Those improvements will become proper introduction to one of the feature in boat. Understood all of you? I'm saying again, my approach is at present we are revising Spring example. I mean Spring concept or example. Then we will identify some improvements in that example. Those improvements in Spring will become, proper introduction to one of the boot feature. So like that, before discussing any boot feature, first I will start with Spring. Quickly, I will revise Spring example. Then identify some improvements. Those improvements will become proper introduction to boot feature. So that if you follow this approach, then definitely you will understand easily. By the way, as you know that in Spring, application contest is an interface having so many subclasses like file system, XML application contest, class path XML application contest, XML web application contest, annotation config application contest. So like that, there are some subclasses. Now I want to tell you that it is okay at the rate contest configuration annotation automatically creates appropriate context based on the argument. For example, if the argument is a Java based configuration file, in this case, at context configuration annotation automatically creates annotation config application context and then wired means injected to context so that we can use context directly without creating explicitly by using new keyword. I'm saying you no need to create context explicitly by using new keyword. For example, if the argument is some XML file like this. There is like C colon, config. I can say application context.xml. Here, the configuration file is in class path, correct? In this case, at the rate contest configuration annotation automatically creates a file system XML application context and then wired means injected to context so that we can use, we can invoke getBean method directly. For example, if the argument is like this, in this case, the configuration file is in class path but not a file path. Hence, at context configuration annotation automatically creates a class path XML application context, which is wired means injected to what you call context variable. So from my explanation, you all should realize that at the rate contest configuration annotation automatically creates appropriate context based on the argument. Okay, in this case, this annotation automatically creates what you call annotation config application context and then wired means injected to context so that we can invoke getBean method directly without instantiating context explicitly. Next, please, employee DAO. As you know that this is one of the bean ID, right? Okay, create employee object, set employee number, employee name, designation, salary. Finally, click on finally, save it. If everything is fine, then one record will be inserted. By the way, for this course, I want to use Oracle database. I hope most of you already have Oracle DB with you. If not, you can install. If not, go to Documents Miscellaneous folder. Then, I have provided in this folder. I have provided one Oracle installation guide. In this guide, I have explained from where to download Oracle, how to install Oracle, after installation, which files you have to check, then how to connect with the Oracle database, so on and so forth. All instructions were given in this example, right? Okay, right, and okay, all examples were given in this example, right? Right. And one more thing I want to tell you, Oracle. I hope you know, in Oracle, two flavors are there. One is Express Edition. Second one is Enterprise Edition. The difference is Express Edition is a open source, nothing but a free, and whereas Enterprise Edition is licensed. By the way, for our practice, probably we can download and install Express Edition because it is open source. And one more point I like to tell you: first practice all these examples against Oracle DB. Later you can try against maybe some other DB like MySQL or H2, etc. But my sincere advice is first to try all these examples against Oracle DB. Why? Because most of the Java projects are connected with what you call Oracle DB. Okay, even most of the .NET projects are connected with what you call Microsoft Server. That is their own database. Similarly, most of the PHP applications are connected with MySQL. So that is the standard in the industry. So from above points, you should realize that most of the Java applications are connected with Oracle DB. Hence, the practice against Oracle DB is very much important. Next point, please. Okay, how to connect with Oracle database? Options are there. One option is connect through the console. I think most of you are familiar with this. Second option is connect through the Oracle web server. That is, go to browser. Like this also we can connect. Probably like, I like to explain this approach today. Maybe, maybe new to most of you. Okay, there is Apex here. Okay, enter a system manager. Okay, I mean system and then password please. Okay, it connected to Oracle server. That means through browser also we can connect. Why? Because okay, while installing Oracle, three ports are used: 1521, 8080, 2030. By use 8080 is for Oracle web server. So from the browser we can connect on port 8080. Okay, click on SQL. Click on SQL commands. Okay, here we can type. For the previous batch, I have created employee table. So let me to drop the table so that I will create table again. Okay, right, done. Next one is like I'm going to create employee table now. So okay, it is there. It is here. Right, just go there. Okay, let me do just copy this and right. I'm going to run here. Okay, I'm going to run here. Next one is like describe employee. Okay, just click on run. Okay, look at the table name is employee. These are all columns. Okay, data types also there. That's all guys. Now I'm going to run this code please. Okay, how to run this code is like go to test case, right click here, go to run as JUnit test. Like this we can run program. So look like one record is successfully inserted. Now go to browser. Okay, run select query, select star from employee. I can say run here. Okay, one record is inserted. Employee number one, employee name, my name, designation, so on and so forth. Now I want to I want to execute truncate command. Okay, as you know that after truncate, the table will become empty because all records permanently deleted from the table. So okay, if you want, you can try with select now. Go to history. Okay, select this command. Okay, run here. Okay, no data found because okay, no data found because like records deleted, but still table there, but records are deleted. Records were deleted from the table. By the way, in this first example, we did not use Maven and Boat. Hence, we have added all these jars explicitly to build path. Right. Now I'm going to tell you a couple of drawbacks. First drawback with this approach is, first drawback without Maven and without Boot is number one, every developer in a team must hunt for list of jars with appropriate versions. Do you agree or not? Please type all of you. I'm seeing your chart. Let me repeat drawback number one, please. Okay, okay, drawback number one. Every developer in a team must hunt for list of jars with appropriate versions. That is first drawback. Second drawback is different developers in a team may add different versions of the same jar that may cause problems in the production. So these are all couple of problems without Maven and without Boot. In order to address these two problems, we will build same Spring JDBC example by using Maven. That will be our second example. So in second example, we are going to build, I'm saying you, in second example, we are going to build same Spring JDBC example, no doubt. But by using, but by using what you call, Maven. So how to do it? So for that, go to file, go to new, right? Go to file, go to new. Okay, create, okay, go to other. Okay, right. And here, you can see something like, Maven plugin. Okay, Maven plugin, please. Expand this Maven plugin. Select, Maven project. Click on next. Right. I'm trying to create Maven project for same Spring JDBC example. Got it? Again, click on next here. Okay, these are all archetypes. Of course, there are so many archetypes. Okay, right. Basically, what archetype does is automatically creates standard directory structure for us. Number one. Number two, archetypes automatically generates a sample form file for us. Number three, archetypes automatically generates. Archetype automatically generates, what you call like, sample source code as well as a sample text file. So that means, once we create Maven project by using one of the archetype, then we will get, basic project environment, okay, ready, so that we can quickly update it. Why? Because archetype automatically creates a standard directory structure, automatically generates a sample form file, sample source code, sample text file. Anyway, in today's class, I'm going to use a quick start. Later, I will select, some other, archetype. Right. Click on next button. So we have to give, some information like, group ID and then artifact ID. With this name, Maven project will be created. Okay, right? Project will be created. Give some version. Also give some package name. Right. Finally, click on finish button. Look, okay, observe at the bottom. It is saying like, only 77% is done. Also observe this M symbol indicates it is a Maven project. Now expand it. Okay, right. This is a sample source code which we don't need because we want to use, okay, Spring source code, correct? I mean Spring JDBC source code. So I have deleted. One more thing I can tell you. By default, Maven uses Java 5, but we need Java 8. Hence, add compiler plugin in form.xml file. So let me to go to form.xml file. I hope you know that a project is a root element. Okay, the default packaging is jar. Okay, if you want, you can give, our company URL like, java to aspire.com. Okay, right. And then let me to delete, these dependencies so that I will add if required later. Okay, right. First of all, we have to add something like a compiler plugin. For that, go to backup workspace, go inside, Spring JDBC Maven, go inside pom.xml. From this, I'm going to copy this plugin part. So this one, please. This one enough for us. So go to this add here. Let me do add. Okay, right. Control Shift F. Now I'm going here, source is okay, it is, sorry, it is a compiler plugin. Source is 1.8, target is 1.8. That means, we are telling Maven to use Java 8 for both compiling source code as well as executing okay, executing files in target folder. Why? Because in Maven, after compilation, the .class files will be automatically placed in target folder. Got it? In case of Eclipse, it is a bin folder. Okay, in case of Eclipse, it is a bin folder, but here it is a target folder. Right. Now, okay, save this. The moment you save this, you will see one error in problems view. Go to that problems view. Okay, read this error. Project configuration is not up to date with pom.xml file. Okay, right. Select Maven update project from the project context menu. The question is, which is a project context menu? Okay, once we right click on project, then we will get a project context menu. In this project context menu, there is a Maven. Then click on update project. Okay, click on, something like, okay. So this error will be gone. Also, JDK version, okay, was changed to 1.8. Okay, that's all. Okay, that's all. We are done. Next point, please. Go to previous example. copy these packages, okay, put it in src main java folder. Similarly, copy edu.aspire.test, put it in src test java folder. Why? Because for same spring jdbc example we wanted to build by using maven. That's it. So I mean to say, no need to add jars explicitly, rather maven will take care. Now look at, lot of errors are there. So I'm going to open one by one, please. Also, I'm going to open text file. Right. Go to employee. I can say, like, at present, I can say like, beans dependency is missing. Correct. I can say like, beans dependency is missing. In previous example, I told that what you call beans jar was missing. But in this example, I'm saying beans dependency is missing. Please try to notice the difference in terminology. Okay, right. And okay, also JDBC dependency is also missing. So what I will do, like, first I will add JDBC dependency by hoping that JDBC dependency may automatically pulls beans dependency. If that is the case, we are not required to add beans dependency individually. Are you okay? Or separately? Okay. Otherwise means like, otherwise we will add it. I want to repeat again, please. I can say like, beans dependency is missing. I mean, both beans and JDBC dependencies are missing. First, try to add JDBC dependency by hoping that JDBC dependency may automatically pulls beans dependency. Okay, if that is the case, we are not required to add beans dependency explicitly. Otherwise, we will add explicitly. Okay, we will see. So, from where to get dependencies information? Okay, for that, we need to connect with some public repository. Of course, there are some public repositories. One among them is repo1 from the access to vendor. Nexus is another public repository from the JBoss vendor. MVN repository is one more public repository from some other vendor. Like that there are some public repositories from different vendors. I'm saying like, from different vendors, right? Okay, from different vendors, please. Right. And okay, from different vendors. By among them, by default Maven connected with, come on, among them by default Maven connected with repo repository, okay, maintained by Apache vendor. Okay, in this repository, first let me to navigate to org. Inside this spring framework. Okay, inside this there is something called as a spring jdbc. Okay, inside this, go through Spring versions, please. These are all Spring versions. Today, I like to go with, Spring, okay, 4.3.9. Okay, okay, I like to go with, 3.4. Okay, 4.3.9. Okay, open their form file. This is their form file. From their form file, copy their group ID, artifact ID, and version. These three copy and go to our form file. Okay, then add, add as a dependency. Okay, like this we have to add. Okay, now, okay, save this. Okay, right, observe, left side. I'm saying like, save this, observe, left side. Okay, this is something called as, Maven dependencies. Okay, please tell me, all of you, for one dependency, by the way, many jars were pulled by Maven or not? I'm asking, tell me please. For one Spring JDBC dependency, many jars were pulled by Maven, such as transaction jar, commons logging, okay, Spring Core, Spring Beans, okay, Spring JDBC, etc. Such a wonderful concept in Maven they call as a trans to dependencies or interdependencies. Now you all tell me, okay, do we need to add beans dependency explicitly? Okay, okay, come on, guys. I'm asking. Tell me, please. Do we need to add beans dependency explicitly? No need. Why? Because Spring JDBC's dependency already pulled Spring Beans jar. Hence, no need to add. This is the advantage. Okay, now go to, what you call like, okay, text file. So here, okay, JNet jar is missing. Okay, context jar is missing. I'll do one thing. I'm going to add context jar. Okay, I'm going to context dependency. No, I'm correct. Okay, right. Okay. Basically, from one dependency and another dependency, the group ID may be same, the version may be same. Okay, only artifact ID may be different. So add and then click on save button. Now observe on left side. I believe three more jars were added. What are they? Spring contest, Spring AOP, Spring expression. Now go back to test case. JUnit dependency is missing, a test dependency is missing. Now you guess and tell me, in between JUnit and test dependencies, which dependency you want me to add first? All of it type please. I'm seeing your chart. Okay, you're right, Nilesh. Okay, test because we may hope that test dependency may automatically pulls JUnit. If that is the case, we are not required to add JUnit dependency explicitly. Otherwise, we will add it. Now go there. Okay, let me do add, come on, let me do add, okay, let me do set dependency. Okay, add, something like this. Okay, change it to test. Okay, I'm going to save here. Okay, look like only Spring JUnit. Okay, right hand. Okay, look like okay, right hand. Okay, look like only right hand. Okay, look like okay, right hand. Let me do copy this and just paste here. Okay, right hand. Change it to I'm saying like change it to text please. Okay, okay, change it to test. Okay, save here. Now I can say like only test jar was added. Okay, right. Only test jar. We have to see that variation. We have to observe and then see. Okay, we cannot, predict anything. So again, how to know these things is like interdependence. Like we have to go through their form file to know all these things. So look like we have to add. Okay, as he said, like look like we have to add JUnit dependence explicitly. For that, go to public repository. Okay, go back. First, go inside JUnit. Inside JUnit again JUnit. Okay, select latest version that is 4.12. Okay, go to their form file. Copy group ID, artifact ID, version from their form file. Right, add one more dependency. Add one more dependency. Control Shift F. Right, now save this. Okay, right. Okay, two more jars were added. What are they? JUnit ham crust. So the point is like ham crust. Sorry, JUnit four needs ham crust. If you add JUnit 3, then ham crust is not required. So this is a JUnit 4 requirement. I mean ham crust is a JUnit 4 requirement. Still there is an error. This time what is missing? Commons DBCP. Once again go to public repository. Okay, search for commons DBCP please. Okay, right. Commons not DBCP. Go inside commons DBCP. Go inside 1.4 version. Go inside their form file. From their form file, copy group ID, artifact ID, version. Okay, right. Go to our form file. Add one more dependency. Okay, right. Add one more dependency. Okay, Control Shift F. Okay, save this. I believe two more jars will be added. Yes. What are they? Commons DBCP, commons poll. So far, 13 jars out of 14 were added, correct? So what is missing one? I believe driver jar. In our case, Oracle jar. I mean OJDBC jar. Do you agree or not? I'm saying again. Okay, so far 13 jars were added out of 14. Okay, right, out of 14, please. Okay, hence like so we have to add a 14th jar. Okay, now we have to add that Oracle jar. Right, for that go to public repository. Just go back. Go back. Okay, try with what you call try with what you call like right, try with what you call like OJDBC. Okay, look like it is there. We'll see OJDBC. Okay, 1.4. But here form file was there, but not a jar file. Why? Because OJDBC is a proprietary jar, nothing but a licensed jar. Hence, cannot be maintained by, tell me, cannot be maintained by public repositories at all. Even if you go to Nexus repository, you will not find OJDBC jar. You may find MySQL jar, but not OJDBC because it is licensed. So what to do? Okay, for such licensed jars, right, we have to download explicitly, correct? Okay, right. I have this jar file, and then we need to add or install it to local repository. But don't add jar to build path directly. I'm saying again, in Maven projects, we should not add jar file to build path directly at all. Rather, we need to add or install it to local repo. The question is, what is local repo? In my laptop, the local repo is C drive users. Okay, right. My login name. Okay, okay, right. Dot m2. Okay, repository. Okay, here we have to add. Right. How to add or install? For that, some Maven commands are required. Probably that you can learn in Maven course. Leave it right now. Right. There is a Maven install command. Probably you can learn it later. Learn later. Okay. But in today's class, what I will do, like, copy this. I want to share this folder with you. Okay. Right. Just put it in the repository folder. Right. Go inside. Go inside. Okay. Go inside 11. Okay. Open, their form file. From their form file, copy group ID, artifact ID, version. Okay, go to our form file. Right, add that dependency. Okay, add that dependency. Just something like this. Now I'm going to save it. Why I suggest you to do like this is like, many participants fail to install or add, jar to jar to what you call local repo by running command. Okay, hence they're unable to practice any example in this course. Okay, for hence that is the reason why. Okay, I'm distributing this Oracle folder. It is in the jar. Just to copy it, directly go to, okay, okay, repository folder, put it there. Okay, and after that, like, add this dependency, it will work. So, okay, if you don't want to copy directly, then you have to learn Maven. In that Maven there is install command. Okay, by using that install command you can do that. Okay, by using that install command, right, do that. And what will happen if you add jar? No, that is what, why we cannot add is like, don't attempt to add to project directly. Why? Because, like, why? Because, like, for example, I will create one more project. That project also needs same jar. Okay, right. In that case, we have to add jar again, right? Okay, okay. That means in every project we have to add jar explicitly. Okay, all right. To avoid that, what Maven says is put it in local repo, so that Maven will refer jar from that local repository. I mean, multiple projects can refer jar from that local repository. In real-time projects, different developers can refer jar from common local repo. Okay, where common local repo need not be in our system. Rather, it may be in a one of the system in one of the separate system in the LAN. Okay, one of the separate system in the LAN, please. Right. Let's continue. Let's continue, please. Okay. Okay. Now I can tell you all 14 jars were added. Look at it. This time all were added by Maven, but not by developer. Right. Okay. Now go to, like, test case. Okay. Now the question is, like, how to run it. Okay. Two options, please. Option number one, go to text case, right click here, run as a JNU test. This is option number one. Option number two, go to form file, right click here, run as a Maven test. So by the way, Maven test is preferred. Okay, right. Maven test is preferred. Just run as a Maven test. Hopefully, one record will be inserted in employee table. Right, and just once it is done, then I'll show you. Build success. Record inserted successfully. Go to this. Okay, run, select a command. Okay, one record successfully inserted. Right, and just run truncate command now. Okay, right. Table. Okay, that record will be deleted. Got it? Okay, that's all. That record will be deleted. That's all. I think you got my point, all of you. Right. So in this Maven example, the advantage is, like, one resource in a team will prepare form file. That form file will be shared with other developers in a team. so that other developers will use that form file without bothering about list of jars with okay with versions at all with versions. Are you okay? So that is one advantage with Maven. Second advantage with Maven is entire project will uniformly use same set of jars with the same versions. So from my explanation, you all tell me with Maven good or without Maven good. I'm asking you, tell me please, build projects by using Maven is good or without Maven? Definitely with Maven is preferred because one resource in a team will prepare form file that will be shared with other developers in a team so that other developers will use that form file without worrying about or bothering about okay a list of jars including their versions at all. So as you said, you are right. Okay, now what am I going to do? I'm going to create one more Maven project. I'm right to use boot. Okay, to use boot. Why I'm going to create Maven is because boot uses either Maven or Gradle. As I said already, both Maven and Gradle use okay dependencies concept. Okay, right. But okay, both are meant for building projects. But the difference is Maven is XML based, but Gradle is JSON based. One more difference is Gradle additionally can use ant scripts. I'm saying again, Gradle can additionally use ant scripts. Okay, that's all. Anyway, I'm going to create one more Maven project. Okay, right. Okay, okay. Create Maven project. Again, quick start. Click on next. Give some artifact ID. Spring JDBC boat. Okay, right. Give some, package name. That's fine. Anyway, we are going to delete it, right? Give some version. Okay, click on right. Okay. Expand. Delete this package because we don't want to use, generated source code. Delete this also. Okay, right. And now, first step is we have to change JDK version from 1.5 to 1.8. For that, add plugin, correct? For that, add plugin. Okay, scroll down. Okay, copy this and go to pom.xml file. Okay, let me do clean first. Right. Okay, this is fine, but we can improve here. How we can improve is add some Java property. Add some property, any property, that's fine. Okay, okay, as per Java version or simply Java version, you can add some property. Then we can use that property here, dollar symbol. Okay, right. Java dot version. Okay, right. Just use it again. Right. So this is what one improvement. Line number 13 not required. You can delete that. Okay, now I'm going to save this. Okay, there will be an error here. Okay, error is project configuration is not up to date with the format XML file. Select Maven update project from the project context menu. So right click here, go to Maven, click on update project. Okay, click on OK. If everything is fine, then okay, error gone, JDK version is also changed. Next step, copy okay code okay from the previous project. Right. Also copy text package. Right, and put it here. Now open okay all these files one by one. Okay, right. Open one by one, please. And right. Now go to all of you. Watch carefully from now on. Right. Go to DOMPL. You all tell me. This example is using Spring JDBC module, correct? Come on, I'm asking you. Tell me, please. This example is using Spring JDBC module. Okay. Uh, right. For this module, Boot has provided starter. That means Boot has provided a separate starter dependency for every module in the Spring. As you know that there are more than 30 modules in this Spring. For each and every module, Boot has provided a separate starter dependency. What is starter dependency? That you will understand. Okay, in order to see that dependency, starter dependency, once again go to what you call public repository like repo1 or nexus. Then go to org folder. Inside org, there is like spring okay framework. Inside spring framework, there is like in a boat. First time we are going inside in a boat, still we don't know what is boat, right? So that you will understand with examples. I don't want to say directly. Okay. Okay, now search with starter JDBC, right? What is starter is still not clear, right? Yeah, right. Go through please. These are all boot versions, but not Spring versions. Okay, now I'm going to use 1.5.9. This is the boot version. Okay, go to their form file. From their form file, copy group ID, artifact ID, version. Okay, actually we have to copy group ID, artifact ID, version from outside parent if exist. I'm saying you outside parent if exist. Otherwise from within the parent. Okay, group ID not there from outside parent. So copy from within the parent. So go to our form file. Add one dependency. Add one dependency. Next one is like artifact ID. Outside parent it is there. So copy this artifact ID. Version within the parent. Okay, because from outside parent it is not there. Copy like this. Okay, this is called as a starter JDBC dependency. Okay, save this. Observe carefully. Expand it. Look like lot of jars were added by starter JDBC dependency, isn't it? Tell me please. Look like lot of jars were added by starter JDBC dependency or not? Yes or no? Okay, correct. What are they? Any transaction, beans, spring JDBC. Okay, right. Okay, Tomcat Julie, Tomcat JDBC. One thing I want to tell you, Tomcat Julie, Tomcat JDBC, these two jars are related to, come on, these two jars are related to what you call like, these these two jars are related to what you call like, Tomcat data source. I'm correct. I'm not saying Tomcat server. Rather, I'm saying Tomcat data source. Okay, earlier you might hear Tomcat as a server, but today I'm saying you Tomcat data source. Right. Recently, that is in a couple of years before, Apache vendor has released Tomcat data source also. Hence, instead of using Commons DBCP, C3PO, Proxul, okay, etc., rather we can use Tomcat data source as well. Probably in tomorrow's class, I will explain more about a Tomcat data source. Next, please, Spring Core. Okay, so on and so forth. Right. So these are all the final list of jars, okay, which are needed for Spring JDBC module. Okay, for example, I am working on Spring JDBC module. For my project, these are all the final list of jars which are more than good enough. For example, you are working on some other Spring JDBC project. For your project also, these are all the final list of jars which are more than good enough. So, if you ask me what is a starter dependency, then I can say starter starters starter aggregates, correct? Starter aggregates all related jars. Aggregates means groups. All related jars as a single dependency. So that once we add that single starter dependency, we are not required to add other dependencies for that module explicitly at all. Are you okay? So this is the advantage. Okay. Similarly, go to test module. Here, we are using Spring Test. What do you call module? For this module, okay. There is one more starter. Okay, the name of the starter is like starter test. So copy this and paste here. Change artifact ID to test. Okay, by keeping same group ID and version, please. Only change right. Now I'm going to save this. Okay, this starter test downloaded many more jars. Look at please all of you. Spring test, JSON, Hamcrest, Mockit, JUnit, etc. Okay, can you please tell me why starter test dependency pulled what you call like JUnit, Mockit, JSON? Any idea? I'm asking. Tell me please. why starter test okay, dependency pulled, JUnit, mockit, JSON test cases? The answer is like, a Spring test module is very powerful and flexible of executing JUnit or mockit or JSON test cases. Hence, all were downloaded. If that is the case, then do we need to download and add JUnit or mockit or JSON for our Spring projects explicitly? I'm asking, tell me please, do we need to add, JUnit or mockit or JSON dependencies explicitly? Not required. Okay, my project may use JUnit test cases. Your project may have JSON test cases. In some other project, they may have, mockit. But we are not required to add these dependencies explicitly because, starter test automatically pulled. One more thing I want to tell you, even though, even though many jars were pulled, but Maven will use required jars. Okay, for example, like, here we are using, okay, JUnit. So from this list, Maven will refer JUnit jars and ignore remaining jars. Hence, okay, even though many jars were added, but performance wise there is no problem, there is no impact. Okay, why? Because, like, Maven uses okay, some of them, okay, selectively on need basis from this list, but not to all. Hence, the memory may be wasted, but performance wise there is no impact. I'm saying again, the memory may be consumed more because starters are pulling a lot of jars. Hence, the memory may be consumed more, but performance wise there is no impact because Maven selectively use some of the jobs but not all on need basis, please. Okay, that's all. Next, there is an error here, like, commons DBCP. So okay, commons DBCP and Oracle we have to add explicitly. Anyway, in tomorrow's class I will explain about, Tomcat data source, so that we are not we can delete this commons DBCP also. Okay, now let me to run this code. Okay, I'm saying, like, let me to run this code. Okay, run as, Maven test. Hopefully one record will be inserted. Right. Hopefully one record will be inserted. Right. Okay, that's all. Okay, right. Go to browser. Okay, right. I'm going to delete, I'm going to truncate it. Okay, I'm going to truncate it. That's it. And next, please. Now I'm going to improve further. And I'm saying I'm going to improve further. Right. Already number of dependencies reduced. Right. Now I'm going to improve further. For that, okay, go to repo again. There is a something called as, starter parent. Okay, there is something called as a starter parent. Let me to go back. Okay, there is something called as, starter parent. Okay, what is starter parent? I'll tell you in a moment. Okay, right. Go inside, 1.5.9. Go to their form file. Okay, basically, this starter parent refers Spring Boot dependencies. That is, the parent of starter parent is Spring Boot dependencies. Copy this. Go back. Okay, right. Just go inside. Okay, go inside. 1.5. Okay, right. 5.9. Go inside form file. Okay. This Spring Boot dependencies contains, all versions, please. Okay, okay. I'll show you starter JDBC version is already there. Starter test configured. Start. Okay, commons DBCP. Commons DBCP. Okay, already configured. That means, a starter parent maintains versions of other starters. Got it? I'm saying again, starter parent maintains versions of other starters. Hence, once we add that starter parent, okay, how to do it? Outside, come on, outside dependencies, right? Come on, outside dependencies, right? Something like, outside dependencies, right? Something called as a parent like this. Okay, right. Okay, change it to starter parent. Okay, save this. I'm saying, like, save this and okay, Spring Boot to starter parent and okay, immediately you will get a warning at line number 26. Duplicating managed version. Remove version declaration. Okay. Again, warning at line number 30. Suggesting us to remove version. So no need. Okay, at line number 14, 34, correct. delete. Okay, that's it. And but don't delete, Oracle version, please. Now you tell me, please. Look like, the advantage with the starter parent is to okay, specify boot version once, so that we are not required to specify boot version with each and every starter dependency. So in future, if you wanted to migrate from 1.5.9 to maybe boot 2, then it is a one line change. Do you agree or not? I'm asking, tell me, it is a one line change, right? I'm saying you, it is a one line change, please. In one line, we can change it, and in one line, we can change it. So this is the advantage with the starter parent. So if you go through any book or tutorial in the internet, mostly you will see starter parent. Without starter parent also we can do it. We can do it. That is what we did before, right? But the advantage with the advantage of adding starter parent is okay. No need to configure versions of other starters at all. Okay, I'm saying you no need to configure versions of other starters at all. Rather, we are good enough to configure boot version only once. Okay, hence in future, if at all you want to change boot version, then it is a one line change. Okay. How many such starter parents, please? Only one. We have only one. Okay, only one. One is enough, right? Okay, because the purpose of this one is to maintain versions of all remaining starter dependencies. So only one is okay, good enough. Only one is okay, good enough, please. Okay, that's all. So what are I told so far? Everything is documented. Okay, in my material, please. Let's go through. First, without a Spring Boot. Okay, I have highlighted the problems. Read, first problem. Without Spring Boot, we need to hunt for all the compatible libraries. Okay, for the specific Spring version and add them. This is the problem without Boot. With Boot, the advantage like starters help easy dependency management. More explanation given here. Spring Boot starters aggregate common grouping of dependencies into single starter dependency that can be added to projects Maven or Gradle. Okay, this is what I told, right? Even like okay, this is without a starter parent. Without starter parent, we have to configure versions of each and every starter. Okay, like this. Everywhere we have to configure. If I scroll down, okay, after adding starter parent like this, then look at modified form file. So here add starter parent like this. Okay, now look at the dependencies, please. Okay, no need to configure. I'm saying like no need to configure versions explicitly like this. Okay, no need to configure versions explicitly like this is the advantage. So like this, for every boot feature, okay, like this, I mean, today we have discussed only one. Tomorrow's class I'll explain. Okay, second one, like that. In different with the different examples I wanted to cover. It will take around 5 to 6 sessions to understand the boot. Okay, right. So that thereafter, like we will use boot in every example in this course, like for microservices, for Spring Cloud, for Spring Data, all examples in this course will be developed with boot only. One more thing is like why boot is demanding is like number one, most of the existing Spring projects are migrating to okay boot. Number two, okay, almost all new Spring projects are boot based. Number three, the prerequisite for developing microservices projects is boot. That is, if at all you wanted to develop microservices project, then you have to use Spring Boot. Because of above three reasons, boot is very very important, highly demanding. Okay, it is very interesting to understand. It is very interesting if you follow the proper flow. Flow in the sense that try to analyze existing Spring code, then identify some improvements. Those improvements in Spring will become proper introduction to okay next boot to feature. That is the approach you have to understand. Are you okay? Today also exactly I did the same. Today also exactly I did the same, right? I have started without Maven, without boot. First example. Second example. only with Maven without boot. Okay, third example. Okay, boot on top of Maven. After three examples, I hope you all understood about starters. I hope you all understood about starter dependency. The advantage with starter dependency is to reduce number of dependencies in the form file. Okay, right. In case, especially in case of microservices and cloud, this is very very important. Okay, right. Okay, right. As I said, to if at all you want to develop microservices project, then as a Java developer, boot is the only way. Maybe in .NET they have corresponding concept, but in Java, the boot is the only way to develop microservices projects, please. Okay, uh, right. Okay, microservices projects, please. That's all for the day one. I hope you all understood. You can join,